Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to Zach's Here HQ, and guys, we're here to talk spoilers for episode 7 of X-Men 97 Season 2, titled Strange Land, Savage Heart. This episode was 30 minutes. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. I can't believe we only have 2 episodes left. We are at the end point of the season, which is crazy to me to kind of say that out loud, that we really only have like 2 more episodes left. And I have questions, especially about the apocalypse of it all, because I really feel like I think it was like these last like 2 episodes. Let me see, these last like these last like 3 episodes. These last 3 episodes we have taken a detour, and that someone did point it out, or it's like, yeah, especially how we ended this episode. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it, but you can't help but feel like you wanted to see Gambit in this episode because of how we ended episode 6 of last week. You can't help but like be like disappointed a bit, and I could see where a lot of people, if they are coming from the fact of feeling disappointed, like where the hell is Gambit? I can like understand that completely, because I do miss Gambit, and it's like we did get that big kind of like Gambit being resurrected reveal last week for the end of last week's episode. And I was hoping to see him in this episode, or at least at the very least the end of the episode, but they kind of did another cliffhanger leading to Gambit to show up, hopefully in episode 8, which I would hope that he's in the last 2 episodes, because if he's only going to show up at the end of next week's episode and we only have him for the finale, I'll be annoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be very annoyed, because I feel like that was the thing people really wanted to see earlier on when we ended season 1, knowing that Gambit was coming back in season 2. I think a lot of us were hoping he would show up earlier in the season, because it's sad to say we'll at very least get Gambit in the last 2 episodes, which is very sad to really think about. They are trying to build up overall story. Yeah, I know. But it just feels like, again, you've now led us with 2 cliffhangers for Gambit, and I do feel like I can understand where people are coming from of being annoyed. But also I can understand where people are coming from that we've taken a detour from Apocalypse. Like, especially with the ending, from my perspective of the ending of the episode, it kind of, I just want to talk about it. Like, the whole Garen Creed of it all, of Nightcrawler, like, sticking up for his brother, being like, I see humanity left in him. He's not an overall villain. I'm sorry, that dude's a piece of work. I understand he had I didn't even know Garen Creed was even, like, related to Nightcrawler. That's news to me. And it really showed me that Nightcrawler really is a pure person, to want to stick up for someone like that, even if it's your half brother or whatever. It takes some guts, and it takes a really like I said, Nightcrawler is one of those people that really can just see the good in everybody. And that is a great trait to have, but like, oh my god, like, that dude Garen Creed is a piece of work. He created the Friends of Humanity, which is an anti-hating mutant group. He leads the charge, especially after what happened in Genosha. He's out here like spewing more hate, wanting to become the president, and then we find out, at least from my perspective, I find out that you're somehow related to this dude, and you want to kind of like save him from the other group with Colossus. I think they're called the Acolytes. Bro, I wasn't against what they were doing. That dude's a piece of work. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Nightcrawler made me feel bad for I think his name is I forget what bro's name is, or Garrison Creed, or Gaiden Creed, or Garrison Creed, whatever bro's name is. It kind of made me feel bad for him when he said that, he would get kind of like tortured by, what's his name? Sabretooth And, and he got abandoned by Sabretooth, got abandoned by Mystique, his parents, and he just couldn't help but hate mutants after that. Kind of made me feel bad for him, but I was like, dude, you're a piece of work. And especially after he just ends up shooting, bro. I was like, I don't really feel bad for you anymore. Like, I don't know. I give this episode, for me, I give this episode a 9 out of 10 for me personally. Damn, that's a high thing, JJ. Damn. Okay, you really liked this episode. I thought it was an okay episode. I enjoyed it, but like, I am annoyed because we are only gonna, it really made me realize we're only gonna get like Gambit for like 2 episodes, maybe. And that's even me being optimistic, hoping we get him early in episode 8. But I'm really worried, is there going to be another cliffhanger where we only get him at the end of episode 8 and we really only get him in episode 9? That's going to suck. Like, I will say that's going to suck. And the more, I don't know, the more I'm realizing, because we are getting towards the finale, I liked this season, but I do feel like season 1 was better. I'm really feeling like more and more I like season 1 more than I like season 2. I don't know. I'm hoping they can kind of like end strong with this season. Not to say it hasn't been a good season, but like, I think since we are getting more to the end, I'm preferring more season 1 than I am season 2. I don't know. What do you guys think on that? I totally feel where people are coming from. Showed us to have 25. You said shows used to have 25 episodes per season. Now we only have 10 episodes. We don't even have 10. We have 9. Polaris episode was my favorite out of the whole season. Yeah, the Polaris episode I enjoyed a lot. I think even more than this episode. Even more, I even liked episode 5, but I even liked the Polaris episode more than episode 5. It's one of my high ranking episodes of this season. I told you guys my ranking last season. I couldn't remember how I did it. I think I said episode 6. I think it's episode 4, 6. I think I said 2, 1. No, I think it's episode 4. I think it's episode 4, 6. I think I said 2, 5, 1, and then I would say 7, and then I would say 3. That's how I would rank the season. Am I missing any of the episodes? I think I'm missing. No, right? No, I am missing. I'm missing like 3 episodes. Okay, so let me do that again. I would say episode 6, 4, 2, 5. Then I would say 1. Then I would say 7, and then I would say, I would say 7, and then I would say episode 3. Well, I'm still having 3 episodes left. I guess that's normal because we don't have 10. So yeah, 2 more episodes left. That's how I would rank it. That's how I would rank the season. That's what got me confused. I was like, I've 10 figures. What the? But yeah, because I'm thinking, oh, we have like, that can't be right because we have 10 episodes. I was like, no, we have 9 episodes. But yeah, that's how I'd rank it. I would say episode 1, episode 3 is my least favorite episode of the season. I will say that. Episode 3 is my least favorite. I would put episode 7 above the episode above episode 3 personally. But yeah, I really like episode 6. Episode 6 and 4 are like the best episodes of the season for sure. You said Polaris. Read that. You said what's good? Not much, Terrell. How are you? What did you think of the episode? I want to talk about this. Like I said, it was. I get the whole Nightcrawler of it all. I will say this season they're really focusing more on the side characters. The other members of the group are getting more attention. I like that. That's cool. But I will say, like, Apocalypse, we haven't had Apocalypse really in these last 3 episodes. They've taken a bit of a detour. If we only had 2 episodes taking a detour, that's one thing, but we're taking like 3 episode detour. That's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie, especially when we only have 2 episodes left of the season. These next 2 episodes really have to dive deep in Apocalypse, I really would say. But I'm just going to get to this because we got to talk about this because this is the thing that's confusing me more than ever. Is this. What the hell? I'm confused. Are we supposed to say that that Gambit killed Apocalypse? because we found Apocalypse's charred corpse by the end of this episode, and we found a playing card. There was two ways of me taking this. One, did Gambit kill Apocalypse? Two, did Apocalypse just turn into somebody else and that's his old corpse? And are we supposed to believe that like Apocalypse turned like merged with Gambit? Like I'm confused. I'm a little confused. Someone's got to make this make sense for me, because I will say this ending kind of made me confused. This ending, my instant brain went to, oh my god, Gambit killed Apocalypse. I don't know if anybody's else brain went there, but mine did. And then I was like, no, I was like, they wouldn't kill him off screen. They wouldn't just like not focus on their main. They wouldn't just off their villain off screen and then like we pivot to something else. I was like, no. I was like, oh my god, if they did that, I was like, I don't know if I would like that. I think they would have just ruined the entire season if we do that. I was thinking, no, he must have just found somebody stronger, morphed into that person, and then just called it a day. Like, he just upgraded. You know what I mean? Like, a very, like, almost like an Ultron situation upgrading. How he did in Age of Ultron. Like, he upgraded. You know what I mean? And he killed his older self. You know what I mean? Type deal. I don't know. Like, what do we think? You said, I personally like, especially being, I personally liked this, especially being Nightcrawler focused. Okay, cool. You said it means Apocalypse is dead. Okay. 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 So, wow. I will say, if that is true, and let's say if we are going, because if you're telling me like Apocalypse is dead, are we really gonna have Gambit being the main villain in these last two episodes? I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that. I don't know. Because also, I don't love that because we were building up Nathan to have his kind of like, what's the word? Like, his mission and his purpose, I thought was killing Apocalypse. And I thought they were all going to get together to kill Apocalypse. So I feel like destiny, that's the word. Destiny for En-Sabah to turn into Apocalypse. Destiny for Nathan to take out Apocalypse. For them both to go on their respective paths, to then collide where it's Nathan with all of the X-Men taking on Apocalypse. But if you're telling me Apocalypse is dead, and that kind of ruins Nathan's arc, I'm going to be completely honest with you. And then, yeah, I don't know. You said, Gambit will be villain, Rogue saves him, and dies, Nightcrawler cries. I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this ending, if this is kind of where we're going. And I will say they kind of like built up Apocalypse just for him to be taken out by Gambit. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like that. I don't like that at all. I do feel like this season, if anything, this will make things... I think personally, this will make things very controversial. I don't really know what other people are really saying. Many of us confused. Here's what I think ending mean. 3 points are possibility. Okay. 3 points are possible. 1, I'm getting vibes that Remy killed Apocalypse because we can see card there. Queen card, meaning he's having special rage against Rogue. Wait. Special rage against Rogue. Killed off Apocalypse. Take control. Read. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. So honestly, off rib, I don't know if I'm gonna like how they end this season. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think something happened. I think he's not really dead because he always comes back. I mean, yeah, I guess if they could, I don't know. Because we did clarify that there's kind of like Apocalypse, I guess you could say, is kind of spread out through time, kind of like Kang. So I guess you could say he could be any, you could pull any version of him, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I am the rocks of the eternal shore crash against me and me be broken apocalypse. Exactly. Crash against me and be broken. Like, yeah, whoever tries to get him be broken, not him be broken. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just this kind of upsets me a little bit because like we've really built him, especially because like I wanted him and Charles to kind of like Charles to kind of get his like not revenge, but kind of like I don't know, like get his win. I wanted Nathan to get his win. I just feel like, do we really build up Apocalypse? Apocalypse killed Magneto. And I'm just supposed to believe, yeah, I guess I know when like Apocalypse imbures people with powers, they become very strong. But really, Gambit just soloing. Am I supposed to believe Gambit just soloed Apocalypse and we're just gonna call it a day? I don't know how I feel about that. So honestly, I don't know. I'm very kind of like feeling some type of way. Beth, wait a second. I'm calling my sister in here. All right, guys. My sister thinks that Remy got transferred into Apocalypse, or Apocalypse got transferred into Remy. Whatever. Long story short, I'm happy we're getting Gambit, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how I feel. Polaris, Wolverine, Storm will become Horsemen too. There will be right. Wait. Why do you think Polaris, Wolverine, and Storm are going to become Horsemen too? There will be because there's like no build up to that, so that would be very random. Rogue, unbrainwashed Gambit, and he kills Apocalypse. No, I definitely think he transferred his consciousness into Remy, like how he tried to do the Charles in the movie. Okay, I figured. I was like, that could be an option too. That was one of the options I did say. Like, did he just transport into Remy, or did Remy off him off screen, and we're just gonna turn Remy into the main villain of the season for how we end the season? Um, I still don't know if I like that though. Like he went into Remy. So it's still very much so. It's not Apocalypse though. He's not going to look like Apocalypse. He's going to be Remy. So I don't know if I still like that. I don't know if I like that. I totally don't think Gambit himself killed Apocalypse. Okay. Well, I mean, we don't know if to my knowledge, there's no other Horsemen in this time. To my knowledge, I think we only had one dude, and he got taken out by X Force. So by Archangel and them. So it's all in all, I'm gonna think that Gambit soloed Apocalypse. Like that's gonna be my instant thought. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, guys, how we kind of approach next week's episode. Like I said, I don't hate this season, but I'm not gonna lie, if they are going the route because this isn't making me happy, especially if like if Apocalypse consciousness isn't in Remy and and Remy did just solo Apocalypse and Remy himself is the main villain at these last two episodes, that's even worse. I think I would semi be I still kind of wouldn't like it, but I think I'd be semi okay with it if his consciousness did go into Remy. I would semi be okay with it, but even then, I'm still not okay with the fact that he's not going to look like Apocalypse fighting the X-Men. I think it would have meant something if it was Apocalypse and Remy fighting X-Men. I would have preferred that than him transferring his consciousness into Remy. Me personally, that's what I would have preferred. But I do feel like this is going to be one of them seasons where I feel like it is going to be very much so because I know some people haven't really been loving this season. I've been enjoying this season, but this is kind of like where I'm kind of at the point of, will they stick the landing? And hearing other people's takes on people saying that, yeah, we really, these last 3 episodes really haven't focused on Apocalypse. And it made me really realize, oh my God, like they are right. Like we really haven't seen Apocalypse, and it's really that we were supposed to really, or we were led to believe this was his season, and it really feels very much so. We are at the 2 episode mark of ending the season, and it kind of makes me wonder, are they going to be able to stick this landing? And kind of, we're at these 2 episodes, or these last 2 episodes, we kind of had the like, like, I don't want to say dangling the keys, but like kind of like, oh, like Gambit's coming, Gambit's coming. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You said that caught me off guard. Caught me off guard as well. There's some foreshadowing in episode 7 where Nightcrawler tells Rogue that nobody is beyond saving. The look she gives him suggests she will want to save Death Gambit. Oh, I know that. Like, no doubt about it. I know that Rogue is going to want to save Gambit. I know that. We knew that. We all knew that she was going to try to do it. She's not just going to be like, oh, you're just a villain. You're not Remy. She's going to be like, you're Remy. I can save you. Of course. But imagine, like, but at that point, is he even Remy if Apocalypse is, if Apocalypse put his mind in Remy? Is at that point, is he even Remy anymore? So it's like, that's my thing, is that would be one thing if Apocalypse was his own person and he had Remy as his horseman to try to save Remy. But I don't know how that's going to go. Like, where does Apocalypse's mind go if you try to say, you see what I'm saying? I know love conquers all, and I feel like that's what they're going to try to tell us, is that, like, the love that Remy has for Rogue will say, like, that will kind of like Remy will save his own soul, and Rogue will be there to help guide him. But like, where does Apocalypse's like headspace go? Like, I just have questions. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how we approach these next 2 episodes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this is the weakest episode of the season. I still think that episode 3 for me personally is still one of those episodes where I do feel like I wasn't in love with the episode. And I do feel like for me that was kind of the weakest episode of the season personally, which is crazy to say because that's when we kind of meet Eddie Sabanol and all that. But I would say for me personally that was kind of like my least favorite episode amongst the rest. So I don't know. But these for sure, episodes 7 and 3 are kind of like they're at the back. They're at the kind of back in terms of like my least favorite episodes of the season. Kind of like, yeah, they're not even near my like top 3. They're kind of like the ones that are kind of like not hated but least liked, I would say. I guess you could say. Like just okay. I guess that's a better term. Just they're okay. Like, I mean, I hate, like, they're okay episodes, I would say. This season, making me want to get that new pre-order Apocalypse from Marvel Legends. I already have it on pre-order, the made to order. I don't even think you can get that anymore because it's the pre-order date closed, like the pre-order window closed for it. So unless people like return theirs last minute or like, I think that's the only way you're going to be able to get it now, JJ, to my knowledge at least. Comparing to the original series, season 2 of the original series was too much better in my opinion. Comparing to the original series, season 2 of the original series was so much better in my opinion. Oh, like comparing it to like what, like the original series season 2? I didn't really care. You guys know my take on it. I really never cared for the original like X-Men series. I wasn't really a big fan until X-Men 97 season 1. That's when I jumped on. I respect the original series because we wouldn't have had this if it wasn't for the original series, but it really wasn't my cup of tea. So that's why when I find out that, oh my God, like Garrett Creed is, you know, like kind of like is Nightcrawler's half brother, I was like, they must have like touched on those topics in the original series because I never knew that. So I took that as a shock. Like, oh my God, like what? Because I was wondering why Nightcrawler was like so like Why he was kind of like so like it felt like it was really personal for him. I was wondering why until we got that reveal. I was like, "Oh, wow." I was like, "That sucks." I was like, "You're related to this dude. That sucks." Like so I don't know. That's like saying you're related to I'm going to say it. That's like saying you're related to a certain president. That's tough. That's rough. But yeah. Um I don't know though. I don't know though. It's gonna be interesting how we approach these next two episodes. I liked seeing Polaris in this episode. Polaris and Bishop's dynamic in this episode was cool. Which I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. Right, lol. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. This is a good image. I like this image. Thank you to people on X too, because everybody on X helps make my job a lot easier. Getting the images together where I can pull from because it takes a minute for the internet for like to refresh to the point to get the images for the episode. So I appreciate everybody taking the time to get screen grabs from their screen and posting them up on X. It helps make my life a lot easier. Um, but I liked. I feel like are they building something here? Maybe it's in the comics. Are they building up like Bishop and Polaris getting together? I actually doesn't bother me. I feel like they were kind of building. They're kind of teasing something here. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know if it is. But I feel like are they building something here? Because I don't hate it. Hasbro, we need that X-Men 97 Havoc and Polaris 2-pack. I need that for sure. JJ, facts. We need that. We need that. I need that. It's gonna be sick. Um, but I wasn't like I said, like I'm so annoyed Magic is gone. I want to talk about that. So like Magic's gone, guys. Like she did not dive that beam, bro. She did not like go into another world. She did take that beam like a champ. Dude, she just oh damn, it sucks. I really wanted to see more Magic. It just makes me sad. Like especially going back to that day of Genosha, that sucks. Dude, it's so sad. And being put back into that kind of like massacre, it was not, it was not it. It was not it. It made me really upset, especially like seeing Magic die. That man, like I really like that character, and I would have loved to have seen more with her. Yeah, I guess you could say like more concern into her more to kind of do that, but it's not the same. I don't know. The evil mother that Rogue mentions in X Men '97 that took her in was also Mystique, yeah, in the OG series. Hence, Kurt and Rogue are brother and sister. Yeah, I know that. I know all that. Yeah, about like Mystique and Kurt are brother and sister. I didn't know about Garrett Creed. I didn't know about him. I didn't know that he was like a brother to Nightcrawler. I had no clue about that. So like that took me aback. I was like, "What?" I was like, "That sucks." I was like the question I want answered is where's Iceman because he was in the original series. I don't know. You said which is crazy, but understand why she had to die. Iceman is one. Wait, Iceman is on ice in Genosha. Wait, what? Iceman is on ice in Genosha, bro. That's tough, bro. That's a crazy statement. Yeah, I don't know. That made me sad. I would have loved to have seen more Magic. We for the splits. At least I would have liked to have seen like her kick some ass before she died. She kind of saved a couple of people, and then she stood there and then got beamed. Like that's crazy. I would have liked to have seen her like chop off a head of a sentinel or something before she like bit the dust. Personally, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. Um, yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm interested. I enjoyed the episode. Not one of my favorite episodes of the season, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. Um, Didn't love the ending. Very confused about the ending. They're gonna have to make that make sense next week. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. I'm gonna get off now. It is like 30 now. I really haven't really know much more to say about this episode. Um like I said, wasn't one of my favorites. With episode 3, it wasn't one of my favorites. Those are kind of like two like least favorite episodes of the season, but it wasn't a bad episode. I am very curious how they're going to end this season with the next 2 episodes as we get into the finale. It's going to be very interesting. Um, but yeah, you should wait. You sound disappointed, lol. Uh, Well, I mean, I am a little bit disappointed because, like, yeah, like I'm very confused about the apocalypse thing. Like, I don't know how you're not, JJ. Like, aren't you a little bit kind of like we build up to apocalypse just to have apocalypse from what it looks like be killed by Gambit? Doesn't that disappoint you? That disappoints me. Like, we built up apocalypse to be this big threat, and he gets a card thrown at his dome and gets taken out by Gambit. It's kind of crazy. Polaris and Iceman used to date in the OG series. Okay. Well, I don't know if they're gonna do that because it looks like they're building something to Polaris and Bishop here. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do there. Guys, also I'm a little bit tired too because like I was up until like 1 or 2 in the morning last night. I don't think Apocalypse is dead. Maybe this is Ultron situation. I hope so. I really hope so. Because if not, it's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how what direction we're really going. Um, But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I gotta go eat food. I'm also running on like no fuel. I was up late last night. No food right now. I gotta go eat some breakfast slash lunch. But yeah, guys, we will be back this Friday for this Friday's chill stream. We'll go live at 7:50 p.m. EST, of course, as always. 8 p.m. is when the chill stream starts. Also, tomorrow, I'm seeing Spider Man Brand New Day. Spider Man Brand New Day releases tomorrow. Very excited about that. I'm going to be doing a vlog. My non spoiler will be out tomorrow as well for that part of the segment of the vlog. Um, I'm also going to be doing a vlog because me and Troy are taking a road trip to a Screen X. Um, so we're going to be doing a vlog on Friday, and I'm also going to be doing a spoiler discussion with Troy, and also talking about our first impressions of going to a Screen X for the first time. So there's a lot of videos coming, a lot of content coming. We'll be back, of course, next Wednesday for the episode 8 of X-Men 97, of course, at 11 a.m. EST. That's when we always go live for the live spoiler discussion. So stay tuned for that. It is coming. You said I'm not disappointed, more so shocked and confused. Yeah, I am kind of there too on that. I'm not too disappointed yet, but I am like on the shocked and confused part for sure. I think hopefully they'll be able to kind of end the season out strong, but we'll have to wait and see. But as always, guys, hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.